again, another option, sculpting sticks. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be teaching you guys my tips and tricks on how to cream contour, and the reason I wanted to do this is because I know how intimidating cream contouring can be. I know that I used to be very afraid of it, and I used to be very intimidated just by the entire technique. I was afraid that, you know, my face would look too muddy or look too bronze or look too highlighted, that I wouldn't be able to balance it all out. But after really practicing and really trying to be unafraid, because at the end of the day, you really shouldn't be afraid to do anything in makeup because it washes off at the end of the day, or what, like as soon as you put it on you can wash it right off. So there really is no failure with it, it's just lesson. I mean, you can apply that to anything in life. We won't get that deep, but I just wanted to teach you guys the way that I kind of taught myself, and these are my tips, and these are literally like my personal tips and tricks on how to cream contouring, how I learned to teach, how I taught myself how to do it, how I learned to make it kind of fail proof, just tips and tricks that I gathered along the way that I know can, like, honestly anybody can use. They're so easy, they're so simple, anybody can do this, and it really doesn't have to be that expensive, it doesn't have to be that time consuming. It's just a simple learning process that if you practice it enough you'll do it, and it really won't take that much time, won't take that much money, won't take that much effort. You'll get it down, I promise. Cream contouring was a really intimidating thing for me, but after like just doing it a couple times you get it down, and I promise you, if you guys follow my tips, you guys will love it and do it as much as like I do it now. Because honestly, I love cream contouring. Like, nothing beats the finish of cream contouring for me, as opposed to just doing powders. I think cream contouring just does something extra. I think it just looks a lot more natural, a lot more beautiful, and I just really like it. So yeah, I really hope this video is helpful, and I really hope you guys enjoy it. So without further ado, if you guys want to learn my tips and tricks for beginners of flawless cream contouring, then just keep on watching. Alright guys, well the first thing that we want to do is obviously prime. Priming is super important just in any makeup because it's what holds on to your makeup, it's what holds on to your foundation, which ultimately holds on to the rest of your face. So you always want to prime. That's just important in general, not just in cream contouring, but it's important in general. The primer I'm going to be using today is my Nivea Sensitive Post Shave Balm. This isn't technically a primer, but it does an amazing job at holding on to makeup, and it's very hydrating as well. So yeah, I'm going to pop this guy on my face and just massage it in with my fingers. While I let that primer go ahead and set and dry, I'm going to go ahead and clean up my brows. This is absolutely a step you can skip, but you guys know me, I don't really like to skip it. I like to have like nice cleaned up brows. Now for foundation, this step is really important, at least for me, in this process of, you know, cream contouring, because I have just found that you can't really use slippy, slidey foundations when it comes to cream contouring, because you're going to be blending creams on top of creams, and sometimes that will like move it. So sometimes your cream will move your foundation, and it just ends up looking like really messy, muddy, and it's just not a look that you're going to want. So I would absolutely opt for a more matte foundation, not necessarily matte, but one that you know is not really slippy and slidey, one that's not super oily. So when it lays on your face, it'll like lay on your face and really adheres. That's why the primer is so important as well, just so you're not moving the foundation under it. Your foundation needs to stay put. So the foundation I'm going to be opting for is my Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation in the shade Cream Beige. I really like this foundation because it does dry down to a more matte finish, at least on me, and I love the coverage, and it's really affordable as well. Okay, so now for the fun part, now that you have laid your base, make sure to kind of let your foundation set for at least a minute or two, just so, again, you're not going to be moving around the foundation. Let it completely set, let it completely dry, and then move into your cream contouring. So while I do that, I'm going to go ahead and explain to you guys, because there's so many different types of like cream contouring products out there. There's the good old-fashioned concealer, which you could buy literally concealers, and these are sculpting sticks by OFRA. They're technically for contouring and highlighting, but I'm just going to show you guys as an example. You can always buy inexpensive or expensive concealers, whatever your budget may be, and just either buy them in darker shades, like 4 shades darker than your actual shade, depending on how intense you want the contour. And if you want a nice contour, like a really shady contour, buy more of a gray tone concealer as well. And then to highlight, buy a concealer that's 1 shade lighter than your skin tone. 1 shade or 2 lighter than your skin tone. You guys know what I mean? So again, good old-fashioned concealers. These are sculpting sticks from OFRA, which I really love. I'm not going to be using these today, but I really do like these guys. You can always, I see so many people do this, buy foundation sticks. This one is from NYX, and I use this to cream bronze because this is a very orange tinge round stick foundation, and this one is in the shade caramel, I believe, and I love this. This is so amazing. I'm going to like use this and abuse this in the summer when I really want to look nice and tan and bronze. So foundation sticks are a great alternative. They sell so many in the drugstore and in high-end makeup now. Like every brand has a stick foundation, so these are not hard to find, and you can always find them at a more affordable price. Sculpting sticks are a great alternative. This one is the Pure Cameo Contour Dual-Ended Stick. As you can see, it has a lighter shade to highlight, and then on the other side there is a darker shade to contour and bronze with. These, you can find them, again, almost every brand has them now. I know Maybelline has like their own version. So many brands have their own versions. There's literally so many options out there nowadays, but the one that I'm going to be using today is this guy right here. I absolutely love this palette. This is from Measurable Difference, and this palette, I feel like I have to use it because this palette really convinced me and got me into the world of cream contouring. This is a 6-shade palette. You get 6 shades, one to really highlight this banana color, and then the rest are to like conceal and then bronze and then really contour. I love it. I love the variety of colors that you get. I love the consistency of these. They are ultra creamy, ultra pigmented, but really easy to blend, which I just love. So I'm going to be using this guy, and I'm going to be using a brush with this guy, and I have already talked about this brush. You guys know how I feel about it. This is the absolute best brush out there for cream contouring. This is the Sigma Angled Contour Brush. It's literally meant to cream contour or just contour in general, and this is the F61. It's absolutely perfect. As you can see, let me do my little YouTube hand. As you can see, it's angled. It is very flat, but super like just perfect to get precisely your contour where you want it. So I love this guy. I can show you so many other varieties of brushes, like this one from e.l.f., which is good. It's nice and flat. A foundation brush will do, but honestly guys, I don't think anything really even comes close to this guy. This guy is just perfect. You can buy this in a set, but I think you can also buy this separately. And if you guys are interested in getting anything from Sigma, I do have a coupon code. I will pop it up here as well as link it down below. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of it. I always like to start off laying my lights down. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay down this shade first, because, and the reason I like to go in with my lights first is because you can't go in with the darks, because then you're gonna get darks in your light shades, and that's just no good. Then you're gonna make your palette really messy, and nobody likes that. So I like to grab a generous amount with the angled tip of the brush, and then what I like to do is literally kind of place it right here under my eye, and then just sweep like that. And because it's angled, it makes it so easy to just go up like that. So I made a perfect triangle in 2 swipes. I love this, I love this, I love this, I love this so much. Again, I'm going to go ahead and do the same exact step onto the other side. 2 perfect triangles. Now, if you guys want that nice Kardashian lift, you guys will take this all the way up to the sides of your face. But if you guys don't, you could just keep it. I'm going to keep it about medium. I'm not going to pull it all the way back because I kind of want a more natural look today. And then I'm going to go ahead and dip my brush in just a little bit more. Then I'm going to go down my nose with this. Just 1 straight line down my nose. And then about 3 on my forehead. And then on the sides of my mouth just to hide any darkness. Now this is what I like to do personally, and this is what I started off with doing. And the reason we want to go not just under our eyes, just keep it there like right here, is because you want to balance the look out. You want to not only look highlighted here, you want the highlight to be here to balance out your face, because if you were to just have really bright under eyes, your makeup would look really unbalanced and it wouldn't look natural overall, and we're trying to look as natural as possible. So I always opt for blending everywhere else as much as I can. So now with my same beauty blender that I use to lay my foundation down, I'm going to blend this out. And I am using this technically as my concealer as well because I don't want to apply layer after layer of stuff. Like I didn't want to do foundation and then concealer and then cream contour. You can offer that if you want that fuller coverage. But for me, that just is too much under the eye. So I just opted to use this as my concealer as well. And this is going to bring out the features of the face. The reason why we're making these certain areas of our face brighter is because we want them to stand out more. So now we're gonna go ahead and go into the darks. And the reason I didn't place the darks when I place the lights is because this is a beginner's video and that can get very complicated. Sometimes you can make a mess when you lay down both of the light and the dark at the same time. When I first started doing this, I went step by step and then I kind of taught myself how to blend, how to precisely lay out color and all that jazz. And you guys will get there too, but for those of you guys who are just starting to cream contour, don't be afraid to go step by step. Blend out your lights before you blend out your darks. That's just a major tip I could give you. You know, walk before you can run, baby. Like, it'll get there. Trust me, your blending skills will get there. Don't be afraid to just go step by step, because the journey of 1,000 miles started with one step. So just take your time. I'm gonna go back in with that same brush now, and I'm gonna go in with this gray shade because gray tone shades give us that more shadow look, that more contour look, that depth look that we want, you know, to naturally carve out our cheekbones. And with this color, I'm going to place it right here. The best way to find your cheekbone is to align your brush from the tip of your ear right about there to about the corner of your mouth. That symmetry of the face is going to give you the perfect placement of where to place your contour shade. For my contour shade, I'm going to lay the brush like this. Instead of wide, I'm going to lay it kind of thin. So the contour shade is going to go right here, and you can't really see it because it's a very gray tone shade, but it's there. I'm going to lay down like this, right there, right where I really want that natural shadow. And then for to kind of blend that shadow, I'm going to go in with this really dark brown, and this I'm going to grab as much as I can, and this I am going to lay down thick. Just like this. This is why I love this brush so much. It's so versatile. Right there is where I'm going to lay the darkness as much as I can. And I'm going to stop it till about there. Maybe a little bit more forward. I'm going to stop it till about there. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. And then I'm going to place some lines with whatever's left on my brush. Not going to grab too much more. And do about a couple lines on my temples. And I'm going to place it right above where my eyebrow arches, directly on top. I'm going to place those lines. I'm also going to do under the chin a little bit. And now to really bronze, I'm going to grab this more orange tone brown. And what I like to do with this, I'm going to be real with you guys, is I just like to draw lines. And you guys can draw whatever shapes you guys want. You guys can go with polka dots or whatever. But I just kind of tend to draw lines like this. And this I do bring in a little bit more forward, and then just like that. Just like that. And then I try to draw the lines same up here. You just really want to balance everything out, guys. Whatever you lay down in one spot, you might have to lay down in another spot to really even out your entire face and to make it look balanced. And then you're going to go ahead and blend your face to filth with the same damn beauty sponge, or you can use a different one, completely up to you. I'm going to use the same one, and you are just going to blend all of this out. And you're going to slowly drag the contour down. You don't want to start blending from here. You want to start blending from here. And you're going to blend down. And you're just going to do small pouncing motions. And you're kind of going to swipe a little bit. But it's mainly just a bunch of pouncing. This is also a place where you can cream contour your nose. I don't really like to cream contour my nose. I've tried it, don't really like the look of it. I don't think it's for me. I will hit up my nose later. But once you've kind of gotten to this point, it might look a little messy. It might look a little off balance. This is where you can go back into your palette and grab a little bit more of that yellow if you want. Like, I'm going to go ahead and grab another brush. This one will do just fine. And I'm going to grab a little bit more of that yellow. And because I feel like we kind of lost a little bit right here, go ahead and place some more of that yellow right here. And because I feel like I lost it a little bit on my forehead, I'll go ahead and dab that there too, and then just place them on my nose a little bit more as well. Because sometimes when you really get to blending, you will go a little ham, but you could always clean it up. You could always fix it. Just be patient. Even like people still make mistakes. Like it's not so much then again, it's not so much a mistake, it's just like your preference, because I could have very well left it like that and I could have worked with it, but I wanted a little bit more. So it really just falls down to personal preference and what you want the finish of it to look like. So I am just going to go ahead and blend this out with that same beauty blender. I'm pretty good with this. As you can see, we got a nice kind of base down. It looks very natural. I like the way it blended out. I'm going to go ahead and stop there with the creams. But what you want to do, and I encourage this for any skin type, again, you could personalize it to your preference, but I personally have to set down my creams just so they don't move throughout the day. If you want the cream contour to last, set it with a powder. There are so many contour kits out there now. There's this one from Wet n Wild, which as you can see, I really love, and it's super affordable. There's this one from Maybelline, awesome, super awesome. You can find it at the drugstore. There's this one from Morphe, which I really like. As you can see, like I get great use out of it. And there is this one, which we're going to use today because I love it and I think this is my favorite contour kit of life. This is the Anastasia Contour Kit. I've had this for 2 years, cost me 40 bucks, and look at this investment. Like, it's still pretty awesome. I have hit pan on 2 shadows, but that's because I'm obsessed with them, and you get all these amazing contour and bronzer shades. And I just love this. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. So I'm going to go ahead and set my creams, and I'm going to start off again with the lights first. So I'm going to go ahead and mix, because I like to mix sand and banana with that same beauty sponge. I'm going to mix both of them with that same damp beauty blender, and I'm just going to hit up under my eyes, and I'm going to look up while blending. I'd always look up when you are setting down your powder because it's going to stretch out those creases, and that's where you want that powder to go so your concealer under doesn't crease. And then you do want to drag it down in the shape of a triangle. So as you can see, I am trying to blend this powder in the shape of a triangle, just like we laid down that cream contour. And now this is where we're going to go ahead, and if you'd like, we're going to go ahead and clean up that contour a little bit. Because sometimes the blending can be a little rough and a little hard, there's no shame in cleaning up your contour, which we're going to do. And I recommend using a loose powder for this just because they're so much easier to work with. So I'm going to opt for my RCMA No Color powder, and I'm going to use that same beauty blender, take a little bit of product. I'm going to use that same beauty blender and grab some product with the tip of it and grab a lot of it, and wherever you want to clean up your cream contour, which I'm going to be like right here under my cheekbone just because it got a little messy and I want it to be a little bit more defined, I'm going to drag that powder right under there. And then with whatever's up, I just kind of hit up my nose and my forehead. And because I don't necessarily want to bake, I just wanted to clean up that contour, I'm going to go ahead and wipe it off really quickly, as well as wipe off any excess powder. Like, I have some excess powder from my contour kit still under my eyes, so I'm just going to go ahead and wipe that away, as well as wipe away that cleanup. And you might be left with a really harsh line, and you might not be the biggest fan of that, but we will fix that here in a bit. Just focus on wiping away all that powder for now. Now we're going to go ahead and go with an angled brush, and I really like this one from e.l.f. because it's very thin, and in my opinion it's very precise in getting into the angle of my cheekbones, and I really like the product, how it picks it up and how it distributes it, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to go back into that same Anastasia Contour Kit, and I'm going to grab my favorite shade in this entire kit, which is this one, because as you can see, this one is super cool and this one is very warm. This one is just right. So I love grabbing this shade, and I'm going to grab a very small amount. Like, I'm not going to grab a lot, and I'm definitely going to tap off the excess. And with this powder, I'm going to lightly set the cream contour, but also kind of define it a little bit more. So what I like to do is I kind of just like to sweep it on like that, kind of pat it in at first, and then I like to sweep and go in circular motions. And I always start right here. You will never see me start right here, because when you start right here, it really either leaves a mark, makes it look super unnatural, super muddy. So you always want the more focus, the more shade, the more pigment as closest to your earlobe as possible. That'll ensure a very natural looking contour, I promise you. So never start here, and then just blend forward. And then I always make a 3. And what I mean by that is I always hit here and here. It's like drawing an imaginary 3 on your face. So you want to hit down below the jawline, obviously like right here and then right here. So just pretend you're making like an imaginary 3. That's how I kind of taught myself. And then just do the same to the other side. And then I told you guys we were going to get back to the nose. So with whatever powder's left on the brush, and you will have some on there, I just like to go down my nose like this. I don't like to do anything special, just like down my nose is fine. And then I hit the tip of it, and that's literally it. That's all I do to my nose. I don't really think I have a crazy nose to have to contour it too much. Even if I did, I'd probably be too lazy to be complete age with you guys. Once you're here, you might as well, once you're here, again, you can clean up a little bit more. Don't be afraid to go back into that translucent powder if you want to clean up a little bit more. If you want a more brighter under eye, go back in with a little bit more powder. If you feel like you want to bring it down a little bit more, just hit the powder, just bring the powder a little bit lower. This is where you really want to personalize it. I'm actually okay with right here, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab the fluffiest brush I have and go into a translucent powder. So again, with whatever's left on the cap of my RCMA no color powder. And I like this powder a lot because it is no color. It's very translucent. It's not going to make you brighter. It's not going to make you grayer. It's not going to make you anything. It's literally just an amazing powder that blurs out like anything. So again, with the fluffiest brush I have and all that powder, I'm going to try to blend starting from my lightest to my darks. So I like to blend from my forehead and very light, very light. I'm holding the brush pretty far back and I'm just kind of doing swirling motions. And I'm just going to try to blend to make everything look very nice and blend it out and seamless. You can go ahead and grab a little bit more if you'd like. But I like this because it's kind of like a little blurring filter. And any harsh lines that you might have, this really helps you blend those lines out. And the trick to this is to not press hard, because if you press hard, you are going to move around the bronzer, you are going to move around the concealer. You really want to have the lightest hand with it and just go in swirling motions. And now you're free to finish the rest of your makeup as you please. Alright guys, well that brings us to the end of the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comment section down below. I'd love to chit chat with you guys down there. If something didn't quite make sense, if you still have questions about some products, this or that, please either hit me up in the comment section on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, any and all social media sites. I got you. I got you. But before you leave, please remember to subscribe and hit my face right over here. And please check out these other videos that I have for you guys to watch. I love you guys. Remember that I love you and I think you guys are amazing. Kill it in everything that you do, even cream contouring, because as you guys can see, it's really not that difficult. You just gotta practice. Just practice, practice, practice. But yeah, I don't want to keep on rambling. I love you guys and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.